Lorraine, and I'm doing this as a presentation for psychopharmacology through Aspen University, class 610, week number 7. We're talking about medication noncompliance. So medications we use for lots of things: to heal things, to fix things, to slow disease, to reduce symptoms, and occasionally even to diagnose ailments. People stop taking the medications for many reasons. Some of the reasons that people stop taking their medication is because they don't believe that they're going to do them any good. They forget or misremember how they're supposed to take them. The regimen is far too complicated for them to remember. For many people, they have no insight on why do they need to take the medications, especially those with mental illness. That really can inhibit their insight for need for medication. Sometimes people feel worse when they're taking their meds and they don't think that they want them anymore. They don't like the side effects. People also stop taking them because they believe they're fixed, they're cured, because medications are working. And when they stop taking them, it no longer is fixing the problem, and the symptoms or problem returns. People stop taking the medication because they can't afford to. Sometimes they physically can't get to the pharmacy. Sometimes they have a cognitive impairment. The mode of taking the medications is too complicated. Eye drops are unpleasant, giving themselves shots. Some of the consequences for not taking the medications as prescribed. Let me back up. A couple more reasons why people stop taking the medications. There's religious and cultural beliefs. People who don't eat meat products might choose not to take many medications because much of the gelatin in gel caps are made out of an animal byproduct, usually cow. Some things are made with pig also. Some people don't trust the physician who's prescribing the medication. The consequences of not taking the medication vary depending really on what they're taking the medication for. If it's to control pain, well, the pain's going to come back. If it's to stop a disease from progressing, then there's a good chance the disease is going to come back and continue to progress and get worse. If it's to control symptoms of a heartbeat or any kind of symptom, gout or whatever, the symptoms will probably come back. People can actually start to feel worse as a result of the medication, not necessarily a side effect, but the illness that they have. The medications aren't working enough, and so they're feeling worse. They're thinking the medications aren't working. They're just not recognizing that they would be feeling even more worse if they weren't taking the medications. Some other consequences are that the person's ability to function may decline, their ability to take care of themselves, to tend to their activities of daily living. They may have more doctor's appointments, more hospital visits, which causes a lot more money for them, as well as a lot more money cost to society, both as medical care, people paying their insurance and taxes for those who on public assistance, as well as the cost of loss of things contributing to the society. Interpersonal relationship distress can cause people to quit taking them. It can, but that can be a side effect of a consequence of stopping taking them. If the partners, especially again with mental illness, somebody has a mental illness, they are taking medications, they don't think they need it anymore because they feel better, they stop taking them, and now their partner or spouse is trying to identify with them that there's symptoms that the person's experiencing that affect them also. Ways to prevent the noncompliance. One of the biggest ways is really for the physicians who are prescribing the medications to go over very clearly what the medication is for, why it's being taken, and what to expect from the process of these medications being taken. Also, to then arrange for follow-up when a new medication is started, to follow up to see how it's working, to have a plan set up so that if it isn't working, they've got a backup plan that they can follow up with. Getting pill minders, daily reminders, or getting pills prepackaged in little bubble packets can be helpful to people track if they've taken their meds or not. Making refills easier to get can also help reduce that. You can access people, friends, and family to remind you. You can get a phone or a clock that has timers that go off when to remind you when it's time to take your medications. So there's a lot of different things you can do to help solve the problem of noncompliance. And that's about all I have. Thanks. Hope you're having a nice day. Bye bye.